A summoner and her guardian.
Sir,
We'll get our chance.
Young Crusaders gather around.
Alright, sup guys, I'm back. Yeah, screw that. Too many minutes have gone by. Do you know how long I've been trying to kill the Ochu and get the drop? I realize it's not a 50-50 chance to get the item you want. It's actually a rare drop versus a regular drop. I don't know the exact rates. My hunch tells me it's 1 in 8. But I didn't get lucky there at all, so I'm just leaving it with the MP spheres. It's not necessary at all to go for the HP spheres. Can be kind of fun if you like. I mean, in theory, it can instantly push Kamari to over 1,000 health straight away because it's 400 health. Pretty cool, but hey, yeah, we don't have to worry ourselves with it. Let's just move on. So one more thing I need to deal with just before we move into the next area. I'm aware that this episode's just been a lot of, you know, mechanics and stuff, but hey. You know, I think Final Fantasy is actually a really weird franchise in that if you were to ever hear someone talking about it, if you ever go on the forums, a lot of the research I've done for this, a lot of the, information that I've gathered has not just come from guides, like the physical guide I'm holding right now, but it's come from, like, game FAQs. The game FAQs forum, like, is awesome, the boards, but it's really weird to look at Final Fantasy as a game and just read about it, because all people ever talk about are weird, complicated mathematical formulas or weird quirks and items and like ways to earn money and stuff, and very rarely, like, especially once the game's been out for a long time, about the actual story. And I kind of like that, you know, that there's so much depth you can talk about with what is essentially, you know, quite a simple little thing we've got going here, you know, just this combat situation, this combat scenario, and it just slowly gets more and more complicated, and that's what dominates most of the conversation about these games, you know. It's the mechanics behind the gameplay rather than, you know, the plots, even though the plots are such a huge part of the game. Anyway, so yeah, we'll kill these guys. I am going to start cutting random battles very soon. I don't know whether I've done any yet, but the LP will not be having every single random battle in the game on it. No way. You can already see how much I'm leveling up. There is one small thing I'd like to talk about with one more enemy we can find here. So there you go, 2 mana spheres there that we just got. Isn't that like, seriously, mana spheres? That's got to be like the crappiest chest in the game. Like, seriously, mana sphere. Ooh, amazing. Really not very good. But it's a chest over there. You're going to want to remember to go pick it up at some point. So here's the thing I wanted to mention. See, this is interesting, right? Tidus just got petrified. He's the guy that's best at dealing with those monsters. So what do? Well, what we're going to do is bring in Yuna. We're going to take any opportunity we can for her to be useful. And cast Azuna. And again, don't get me wrong. It's not that Yuna isn't useful. It's that she is most useful in boss fights. So you can very easily end up finding she's underleveled. So here's one thing you can do, right? Name of the game is to kill stuff, get experience. Overkilling doubles the experience you get, AP, right? But, so they've already taught you that Whacker is the best person to be killing these enemies with. Well, actually, if you take matters into your own hand, if you look a little bit with Sensor, you'll notice that this enemy here is actually weak to ice. So you can score easy overkills here by not having Whacker be the one killing these mobs, but by having Lulu. And so you can see already very slightly that this is beginning to break the paradigm, the setup that the devs have initially shown you. So anyway, there we go. And we got 3 speed spheres from that. So I'm just going to touch the save sphere, and we're going to head north a little bit. Just a couple more items to grab up here. One of them is at the very top and around on the left. You can chase the Crusaders in this area around a few times and get a bunch of weapons. I don't think I'll really bother with that. Alright, moving on. I guess I can also show you Lulu's weapon, but yeah, there's some Crusaders in this area, and basically what you do is you follow them around, they run to a new area, you speak to the guy, and then they go to a new area. So here's something interesting, a luck sphere that we just got. There's one really imbalanced, terrible thing about this game involving the sphere grid that just seems to be a horrible oversight that the devs never really thought about, okay? This luck sphere will change an empty node into a luck node, just like the MP spheres did earlier. But the thing is that a luck node will boost your luck power, right? It will just make you a more lucky character. But to activate that luck node, you need what's called a fortune sphere. And you get barely any fortune spheres in the entire game. You get tons of luck spheres, so you can turn all the nodes you want into luck nodes, but you can never really activate them. It is really, really bad. It really sucks. It's really kind of stupid. So we're actually not going to use that, and it's kind of pointless that they put the chest there so early game and then never give us any opportunity. Again, it kind of makes me wonder, you know, what did they plan initially to have that actually worth something? And then it just sort of got lost along the way. So here's another thing. Lulu obviously should be casting fire, but we'll have her attack with her Moomba. So there you go. That's the Moomba, did 0 damage. I didn't even think that would be possible. What the hell? It's like got an element on it and it casted the wrong element. So anyway, that's a Moomba. As I said, all of her toys are references to different things in the Final Fantasy franchise. Moombas, I believe, have been most prominent in Final Fantasy VIII. There was like a village called Shumi, and there were these people that lived there, as far as I understand it. And they had like different forms to their lives, and later on in their lives, they would look like Moombas. So yeah, that's what that's a reference to. Probably the most obscure thing that is a reference to, but that is basically the story. So we'll cast another one. It does look like it's got an element on it. It looks like it's got like Water Strike or something, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't think it did. I thought it just had sensor, but there you go. All right, so Tidus will kill that. Lulu stays on the field, casting fire. And there you go. So one reason I'll be casting haste on Lulu quite a lot is that Lulu is basically, one of her deficits is she's a very slow character. And so haste basically makes up for her big weakness, right? So it just makes sense. Here we go. So these guys again, they say on our way, blah, blah, blah. And this is the lady that already gave us some stuff. We follow the others, we'll get some other stuff. Alright, so Whacker's Overdrive just filled. Now I could use this, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and we're going to use that at a more opportune time later. So here we'll just have Whacker kill this guy. Now, here's another thing that you may be doing a fair amount. You'll notice that my guys are all pretty low on health already. You can actually cast abilities outside of battle. Only a few of them, but you can. Yuna, namely, has the ability Cure here, which restores health, and you can use that in battles. Well, these guys are quite low, so I'm just going to make her cast that on us now, and that will put us all back to full health without having to touch a save sphere. It does cost her MP, though, so when she runs out of MP, we could be in for some trouble, but we'll be okay for now. So anyway, those guys ran up there. We'll follow them. And there they are. Hello. And now they're running off again. I actually don't know why the Crusaders want to train here so much. But this one left behind says, "Good day, Guardians. Many fiends have been sighted in areas attacked by sin. Please be careful on your journey. Obtained a high potion. Thank you very much." So we'll go along. And so, yeah, now hopefully this is clear to you guys what fiends are. You know, they're the monsters we've been fighting. But as they explained earlier, this idea of death, if people die and they are not sent...
Aeon! Just who do you think you are?
I like how he tells us to cast an Aeon. That's amazing. Just as they explained in the cutscene, if people die and are not sent, they stick about on the planet and they grow to hate everyone who's still alive, jealous of them, and they sort of warp into these fiends. So, like, whatever you're fighting in this game, they're not just random monsters. They're the remnants of people who once fought sin. And you see when we kill them, all those fireflies fly off into the sky? That's the same as when Yuna was sending those people before, remember? It's all a process of sending people around in a roundabout way. So yeah, they come back, and again we can speak to this person. Says, "I can't believe you defeated Ochu. Say, how would you like to join the Crusaders? Here's a little something for your victory." We get a Null Blaze shield. So that is equipment for Tidus. So he's now got quite a few. Dark Ward, the default one. He's got Stone Ward. Remember those enemies that are attacking us and petrifying us? If we use the Stone Ward, the soft shield, that will actually defend us against that if that RNG happens. And the Null Blaze shield means when we get low on health, we become immune to fire damage. Well, we're not really going to take any fire damage for a while, so we don't need the Null Blaze shield, but the soft shield certainly is probably more useful than Dark Ward right now, because nothing's attacking us with the dark. So there we go. I believe that's all the items we really have to worry about for now. They're going to run off again, but I'm not going to bother. So this way, over on this direction, if we head north, just adjacent to this river here, we'll actually find that we can get to the next area. Sweet. So there I just tried to attack that bee with Tidus, and I actually managed to get the hit. And my reward for that, I managed to overkill it. So yeah. Alright, so let's head on up here. I always like on the HD remaster coming back to places like these. If you pay close attention to stuff in the periphery of your vision, you realise just how bad a lot of it looks. Like in battles, the palm trees look terrible. When I was editing the Sin battle the other day, I was looking at like the boat in the background in the sea and how it's just sort of sat there. It's kind of funny.
Oh. These stone steps have a history, you know. Yep. Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
A race, huh? Think you can beat me?
I love that laugh. It's
Yuna,
so
if you would.
Ready?
Hey!
Ah, huh? Hey!
Amazing. Now you can go charging up, but you can try and talk to these guys. Come on, Kamari. No, he's just shaking. I will get words out of you, damn it. He's just shaking my head at him.
Kids.
Lulu says that, and that's one of those cycling dialogues. Some dialogues are really weird when they repeat in their voice, like this one here.
Kids. Kids.
I don't know, it just seems weird, and I always get tempted to click it a bunch. Anyway, so there you go. These are the steps that Lord O'Halloran used to train on. I love the background ambience in this area too. Oh wait, never mind.
Everyone, quick! Sinspawn!
This game can feel a little sometimes like it's just throwing boss battles at you an awful lot. But hey, that's just the way it seems to go. So, we are against a Sinspawn here. You might remember right at the beginning of the game we fought something called Sinspawn Amies. And in the water we were fighting a Sinspawn 2. What exactly Sinspawns are, I think, is about to be explained to us. So, but in the meantime, look, there's actually 3 targets. There's this guy who says vulnerable to magic. This guy over here absorbs magical attacks, and so does this guy. And they've got all different weaknesses. This one's weak to fire. This one's weak to water. No. This one regens on water and takes half damage from the others. So, let's just attack.
It's hard as rock! My sword's no good!
My sword's no good. God, the voice acting sometimes. Jeez. Okay, so that was one example of where I'm going to deliberately play bad. We cannot attack the main thing unless we try and use magic. So Lulu's turn will be in a second. What do we want to do until then? I guess we could try and just cast Silence Attack on the main thing. Make sure it doesn't try and do anything too fishy.
My ball can't hurt it either. How about magic?
Okay, now it's Lulu's turn. Let's have a look. So, fire. It says it does 1.5 times damage, so let's give it a shot.
Its tentacles absorb any spells cast at its body.
So there we go. This is the mechanic of the fight, basically. What we're going to do, I'm actually going to swap Kimari in here. Basically, these are the mechanics of the fight. We're going to attack these guys round the back here. My camera angle's being kind of weird. I don't remember it being like this before. And by killing the ones behind us, we can actually do significant damage to the one in front. Whacker's still got his overdrive up. We'll try and deal with that in just a moment. Oh god, okay, so he's using his ability here, Psy. This just does uniform damage across our party. Now, Lulu can still cast magic. She just has to make sure she casts on the ones on the sides here. So let's just try and cast on this one here with the 450 health. Fire. Now, it's not weak to fire, but it's resistant to the other ones. So that's just really the best we've got. Kimari should be able to finish this mob over here off. There we go. Down it goes. Alright, and the next one is pretty low. This should be the end of it there. Oh, so close. What is it? It's on like 2 health. Should we try and kill it with a Moomba? Is this going to be a thing? I'm going to keep trying to kill it with stuff that isn't meant to work. Alright, go, Moomba. Go, 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 go! Oh, we healed it because it's a water strike. Damn it. Oh, amazing. Well, Lulu dodged anyway. So, look, we'll finish it off with Kimari there. And maybe this will fix our camera now. No, man, what is with this weird camera? Okay, so now we can actually try and go for the main thing. The interesting thing about this guy is he's weak to elements, obviously, and Whacker's overdrive inflicts elemental status. Okay, so this is element reels. Whacker's special minigame, we have not seen this yet, this is the first time we're casting it, is we get like a slot machine here. Everything's rolling through. We get loads of time to complete them. I've still got 15 seconds to complete it. By pressing X, it will stop each one. We want to try and match 3. Now, I'm very good at one of these overdrives, not so good at the other one, so let's just try it. Okay, well, we got lightning, so... Well, I messed that up. If you get 3 in a row, you'll do pretty well. So, I mean, we sort of got a lightning ball there. And 300 damage. It wasn't very good. If we'd got fire, it would have been really good. But, yeah. So he's going to use Psy again here. Do a fair amount of damage to all of us. Let's see what we can do about that. Let's swap Yuna in. Now, does she have the ability? No, she doesn't. Yuna will learn an ability later that lets you just heal everyone at once. But Yuna does have something else kind of cool here, right? This boss will actually cast water magic on you. And Yuna can make us invulnerable to this water magic by casting these abilities here, these null abilities. So Null Blaze means the next time we get attacked with fire, I'll just cast it here to demonstrate to you guys. next time we get hit by fire, you see these little red orbs circling around us. They'll absorb the hit and we'll actually take 0 damage at all. It's really, really handy. But the problem here is this guy casts water attacks and Yuna doesn't have Null Tide unlocked. Unfortunately, although she is there on the sphere grid, we don't have any ability spheres to actually teach it to her. So for this fight in particular, we can't use Null Tide. And it's a bit of a shame, but yeah. Anyway, once you've done a certain amount of damage to the boss, he reveals his true form. This isn't even my final form. Except it totally is his final form. So there we go, he's just used Venom on us. Now that has poisoned Kamari, but I'm not too worried. I'm going to bring Lulu in because she's just like a complete tank at the moment. She does crazy damage, so we're going to just start pushing now onto his face there. And we do ideally want to overkill this boss, but we might not. I don't really have any overdrives available. We could go with the old Valorful summon thing and try and boost. Might work. I actually, when I was grinding Lord Ochu just a second ago, I resorted to charging his overdrive before the fight. Now that is a thing in this game. You can charge your Aeon's overdrives before the fight, and it's one of those other things that just makes the game ridiculously easy. Like, unbelievably easy. Because you can literally just summon any... It doesn't matter how much damage enemies do. You can summon an Aeon, overdrive, unlock tons of damage, then the enemy kills the Aeon, then you bring Yuna in and you summon another Aeon, and that's just how fights go forever and on and on and on. It's pretty crappy, to be honest. And I probably won't be doing it in the LP. Anyway, so there you go. Lulu just did almost 1,000 damage right there. What's his health? He's got 900 health. Let's try and summon Valorful. Let's see what happens. So another kind of cool thing about this fight, this was the... Do you remember when I told you can grind your overdrive at the very beginning of the game for Tidus and unlock the final one, and it bugs stuff out? This is the first fight it bugs out. If you use Tidus's final overdrive on this boss before it opens up, he like clips inside the boss, and it's pretty funny. So let's try and boost. Hopefully we won't die. Don't forget, boosting boosts the damage you take, but it also means you get a bunch of overdrive. So this is an ability I'm surprised he's actually even used. I wasn't expecting to see it in this fight. That would have, if we had loads of players, that would have damaged all of us at once. Let's just try and boost again. This time he's using Venom. One more boost and we might be okay. I don't know. This is the gamble, right? It's like, do you die before you manage to charge it up? I'm not sure whether mathematically it's meant to work out that you can always survive. Well, we're in yellow health. I think if he hits us with another Statico, we might die. Well, here we go. Statico. I don't actually know what Statico means, by the way. Yes. Okay, overdrive's up and we're not dead. Sweet. So, Energy Blast. It's pretty old hat right now. Don't worry. Between videos, I'll start charging characters' overdrives off screen. The thing is, I want to do that, but I also don't want to grind and get too strong. So, we'll see. Anyway, there you go. There's your overkill. And hopefully he drops something good for us. I actually don't know what this guy drops. Perfect world, you could overkill both the guys on the sides and the main boss. And I believe if you use Wakka's element reels and get the 3 fires in a row, it makes it AoE and you will get like the triple overdrive. It's a fantastic way to start the fight. But yeah. Another Sinspawn down.
Yeesh.
Sorry about that. Hope to break you in a little slower.
Being a guardian's tiring.
You handle yourself pretty well. You got talent.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, what are these Sinspawn anyway?
Fiends. They fall from Sin's body and are left behind in its wake.
Leave him alone and Sin comes back for him. You gotta be quick.
That moment when Wakka told me I had talent in battle, I think that was when I started seriously considering becoming a guardian.
Oh, who can see where this might be going? So lots of AP there, lovely. He doesn't drop anything good apparently, just ability spheres. But ability spheres, actually, we do desperately need those. So, one thing that can happen a lot early game, especially if you use the expert sphere grid, which is what I am, is you can run out of ability spheres very, very fast. And by running out of these ability spheres, it sort of stalls everyone on the grid. So, for example, Yuna right now, she can move further on. I could move her up here if I really wanted to, but she needs to activate this thing over here and get Null Tide. But I didn't have any ability spheres before to do that, so she was stuck. Now, there are abilities. I talked to you guys about one already in the game, right? This extract power. There's one called extract ability. Kimahri is a fantastic place on the expert grid because he comes very close to extract ability straight away. And that's down in this corner. So I already moved him slightly badly. I was supposed to move him around there. So what I'm going to do is grab Dark Attack for him, just there. And I'm going to start moving Kimahri on the grid towards extract ability. He only needs one more level up to get it. And then from there, whenever I get in a fight, I can use extract ability and start rolling in the spheres and not have any problems. Just a top tip there for you guys. But here again, see, Tidus is nearly another new skill, Provoke, but I can't unlock it. So yeah, Lulu's stuck here. You can change the orientation of the sphere grid as well, by the way. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with the grid. Don't worry about it. We've had way too much mechanics compared to story this video, so let's move on up. And we haven't even had any of me talking about what I'm doing at the moment. I'm making like a map, guys. I've made like a fantasy map, and it looks amazing.
They got fiends in Zanarkand too.
Just a few. It's a big deal when one shows up, though. Hey, since when have you believed me about Zanarkand anyway?
I've been thinking. Maybe people Sin gets to don't die. Maybe Sin carries them through time. Like 1,000 years through time. And then one day, maybe they just pop back, see?
Amazing. Simply amazing. You make up one theory after another, refusing to face the simple truth. Sin didn't take Chappu anywhere. Sin crushed him and left him on the Djose shore. Your brother won't just pop back. Oh, and one more thing. No matter how much you want it, no one can take Chappu's place. No one can replace Serject, for that matter. And there's no replacement for Lord Braska, either. It's pointless to think about it. And sad.
I could never be what Chappu was. Well, stuff happens. Best not to worry.
Waka, Lulu, and Waka's brother, Chappu. Something had happened between them a long time ago. I was sure of it. Well, whatever it was none of my business, that's for sure. Best not to go there.
Yeah, best not to go there yet. They're in your business. How awkward is that? How awkward would it be to be Tidus right there? Everyone's like, ooh, you're not a replacement for any of these people. Jesus. Serject, like, she was even bashing Yuna there for a second. I love this shot of the game, by the way, where you see this full temple, because you only see it once, and it gives you a real scope of it you never really get to experience again. There's that song again, by the way, guys. That song in the background. Here we go. So, we are now at the temple. The Aurochs here, they're praying for their victory. Letty says, so this is the place honored in remembrance of High Summoner Harland. Makes you kind of nervous, yeah? You sure are talented, man. Play Blitzball and keep fighting like that. Yeah, thank you very much, man. That's all I do. I came here last year to pray for victory, but we lost in the first round. I guess I didn't pray hard enough, yeah? Or it doesn't mean shit. You sure are talented. Yeah, sure, you already said that. All these flames around the temple, they've always burned strong ever since High Summoner Harland's time. What if that's like a reference to sort of an Olympic style thing, maybe? This guy over here says, climbing those stone steps every day has kept me in shape. Haven't got a cold in years. That's quite an old dude there as well. I wonder if they're here in the sequel. That would be so cool if they were still here in the sequel. Climbing these stairs. I'm going to pray real hard so that Sin doesn't come back here. Sure. This lady over here says, I heard famous people come here. Where could they be? Interesting. I've had enough of Kilika. Too many tearful memories here. We came to visit the temple one last time before we leave for good. See what I was saying back down in the village? That was that person who says, I'll never leave. And then up here, we've got someone who's saying, no, do you know what? Too many attacks from Sin. That's it. It's over. Too many tearful memories. I think some of the lines of dialogue you get from random NPCs in this game are so poignant. It's amazing. There's one later on, which is just fantastic. I will get to it. We've decided to leave Kilika and look for a place without Sin. Who knows if we'll ever find it. Spira lives under Sin's black shadow, no matter where you go. Here, I hear the Crusaders are going to fight Sin without the aid of a summoner. They've got another thing coming. Haven't they ever heard of divine retribution? So more about the Crusaders' plan. Interesting. Let's move on forward. Celebrities in the area? Here they are, baby! Oh my god.
You here to pray for victory too?
Us? Pray? Who needs to pray? The Luca goers always win.
Oh yeah? Then why you here?
We've been praying for some competition this year.
So what's your goal this time? You gonna do your best again? Ha! It's too bad your best isn't good enough. Why even bother showing up? This time, we play to win. Ooh, play away. Just remember, even kids can play, boys.
See you in the finals.
We'll beat them. We have to.
You know that team?
Putting people down. They're as bad as my old man.
But Sir Jekt was a kind and gentle man.
Well, not my Jekt. Even 10 years after he left. Just thinking about my old man got me angry. But maybe that was just my way of keeping him... Nah.
You know, it's funny, those guys, the Luca goers, in the story, and when you initially encounter them as well, they're a really tough team. They are very, very tough. But actually, when you get down to it mechanically, they're like one of the worst blitzball teams in the game. But well, as far as the story is concerned, they are really, really, you know, a big challenge. So now all the dialogue here with these characters has actually changed, believe it or not. I just saw a summoner and her guardian enter the Cloister of Trials. You might think, oh, well, that's Yuna. That's actually not referring to Yuna. A summoner and her guardian entering the Cloister of Trials, sure. This guy says the goers look like a pretty good team, but they're so stuck up, aren't they? Sure. Who do you support? The Kilika Beasts? The funny thing is, the Kilika Beasts end up as like the most godly team in the entire game. The Kilika Beasts are amazing, but it takes a long time for them to get there. Wait a minute, could they have been the celebrities? Yeah, hey, don't you know I'm a celebrity? I used to be a blitzer back in my day, always vying with the other teams. Sure. And now you just climb stairs. The goers and the Aurochs are going down. I guarantee you the Beasts are going to take home the cup this year. We'll see. Datto, my poor knees were shaken when the goers confronted me. Oh my god, dude. Pull it together. Letty, that was Bixen. He's a jerk, but a first-rate blitzer. Not really. And this guy says, seeing blitzball players here is a sure sign that the tournament is approaching. You know, it must be funny as the Kilika Beast. They got a lot on their shoulders, you know. High Summoner at Harland was from here. You know, they've got a legacy to live up to. But hey, so here we go. This is actually another temple. You might recognize like these side antechambers. We're in the monks' chambers right now. With the two little kids running in circles. There's a lot of kids that do this in this game. I don't know why. I'm supposed to be studying real hard to become a nun, but I just want to run around and play at the beach. Oh, I hear that. Okay, she doesn't. Alright, stop talking. Stop talking. I want to talk to the other kids. You've had your time. Here we go. Guess what? I really like studying the scriptures. The monks give us lots of sweets if we study hard. So you don't really like the scriptures, you just like the sweets. There you go. But Yevon and Zanarkand right there. Almost said something else there. And yeah, you know, the backgrounds in here are pretty cool. I always like it in these little rooms, just looking at the clutter in the rooms. I think a lot of players don't take the time to appreciate that. They just scan for chests and move on. You know, these little books and stuff. It's especially cool in the HD remake where, yeah, it shows the crappy textures a lot more, but also it can highlight some of the cool stuff you never saw before. Alright, and then the room on the left. For what it's worth, I don't believe there are any chests here at all. A very old guy here. May the Kilika Beasts win this year's tournament and serve as a sign of encouragement and hope for the people of Kilika. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, should the Aurochs win? Maybe the Kilika Beasts should win. Like, seriously? Kilika Temple is the temple of fire. Even the Cloister of Trials is engulfed in flames. Those who disobey the precepts and enter unsanctioned may forfeit their lives. Remember Waka said that it can be dangerous in the Cloisters of Trials? I think most Cloisters of Trials, like mechanically at the very least, aren't really that dangerous. They're just like puzzle areas. And so who is ready for this jelly, for this this puzzle? Because we got a good one coming up. I quite enjoy this Cloister of Trials. There you go, look, on the left and the right. Maybe I should pause. There, that's Lady Yuleska, and on the right, it's Lord Zaon, the people from the map. Just about see them, and then the 4 high summoners underneath. So yeah. Alright, so we got all these characters again. Remember what I said? Affection. Who do you want to like you most? Come on, Kamari. I'm a good guy. What are you doing? Just shaking your head at me. Son of a bitch. Alright, these guys over here, more blitzers. Yeah, once we win the tournament, this will be my victory pose. And she's laughing, she's smitten. I envy your happy-go-lucky attitude. Yeah, nothing like a sweet lady laughing. Alright, so as you can see here, these are more blitzers. We can actually scout them out if we like, but we don't need to. No one else to speak to? Let's have a chat with Yuna.
Please, let Waka's prayers be heard.
Dude, he doesn't need prayers. He's got me. I'm going to help him win.
I think Waka needs to do a little more praying.
See, I think Lulu does like praying. She does appreciate it. It's just she didn't before. I don't know.
Lord O'Holland, guide our feet.
Let's do it again, man. I'm happy to pray. I mean, for Waka, this must be kind of weird seeing us pray as well, right? Because, I mean, he was the one who taught us to do it. Oh, they just came out of the cloister.
A summoner, are you?
My name is Yuna, from the Isle of Besaid.
Donna.
Hello, Donna.
So, you're High Summoner Braska's daughter. That's quite a name to live up to. My. And all these people are your guardians? My, what a rabble. As I recall, Lord Braska had only 2 guardians. Quality over quantity, my dear. Whatever were you thinking? I have need of only 1 guardian. Right, Bartello?
I only have as many guardians as there are people I can trust. I trust them all with my life. To have so many guardians is a joy and an honor. Even more so than being my father's daughter. Of course, I would never think of questioning your ways either. So, Lady Donna, I ask of you, please leave us in peace.
You do what you want, Bartello, we're leaving.
I gotta be honest, guys, I like Donna. I think Yuna was very well spoken there too, for the record.
A guardian is someone a summoner can rely on. Someone she can trust with her life. I wondered, did Yuna feel that way about me?
Why should she? She shouldn't, to be honest.
What's she smiling about?
Interesting. Okay. She seems smitten with us. I'm just throwing it out there.
Lord O'Holland, guide our feet.
Waka just didn't care. Just kept praying. No worries, bro. You gotta pray a lot if you actually want this to go somewhere. So yeah, Donna, like, it's kind of like it's the douchebag parade when you get here. It's like, oh, here's a bunch of characters that are dicks. Donna's kind of like an interest. She's one of those characters I would say that has a lot of development. So yeah. Also, do try and pinpoint everything you can about Yuna's father. Apparently, he had 2 guardians. We've already heard one of them. Yuna said one of them was Jekt. Our Jekt? Who knows?
Let's do it.
Who was the other one?
The faith?
But first, the Cloister of Trials. Kamari, Waka, ready?
Strength, everyone.
Hey, what gives?
You're not a guardian yet.
We'll be back as soon as we can, okay?
Oh, sure, soon. Like tomorrow soon, I bet.
Oh, snap. Because you took your whole day before. I love that they let you walk all the way in here, like even get on the friggin' lift before saying, no, that's it. You can actually stand here and wait for the platform to come back up, but it doesn't really mean anything. Oh, we have to wait for it to come up. Okay, sure. Alright, so we're actually stuck here. It's pretty cool listening to it all the way down there. Sure. Alright, so that's fine. Let's leave. Oh, we can try and go down?
Where's Yuna? Then why are you here?
Hey, I'm not a guardian, so I'm not supposed to go in, right?
Not a guardian, you say?
Hey, wait! Let me go! Go! Hey! What's the big idea?
Just a little game.
Huh?
I can't get over Donna's clothes, like, seriously. It's so,
This
like,
is bad. Really bad.
it's really revealing, but not even sexy at the same time. Like, they're just hideous clothes. Really hideous clothes.
Come
Anyway,
on, go up! Go up!
So yeah, we can't go up. That's one of the worst bits of the game, in my opinion, like story-wise. Like, why did they just randomly do that? It's literally an excuse for you to come down here and be alone. So you can click to wait here. Nothing will ever happen, however. So it's one of those sort of illusions of choices. We want to go into the cloister and see what we can do. Another puzzle awaits.
Guardians allowed, and I'm sure no guardian. Well, I guess it's too late now.
There's another word for that. It's YOLO.